We're going to breathe in for 8 seconds, hold for 24, and then out for 8. And remember that breath at the end, okay? Everybody ready? Everybody ready at home? Yeah? Okay, good. Ready? And breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Keep breathing in. 5, 6. Breathe in. 7. Breathe in. 8. And hold it. 2. Now remember to relax your shoulders onto your chest. If you feel it peeking at your neck, just try to relax as much as possible. You can use the back of the chair for support. Don't feel that you have to arch your back or anything like that. But try to stay as relaxed as possible. We're in 14, 15. If you need to exhale, go ahead and exhale. It's not a competition. There are other exercises that we can do as a competition. 20, 21. Now we're going to breathe out for 8 seconds when we get to 24. Ready? And breathe out. 2, 3. It's a long time. 4, 5. And I want you to remember this breath that you take after 8 and relax. Now that breath that you just took is the most cleansing breath that you probably taken all day. So you do this exercise 3 times, at least 3 times, and you'll be light years above where you would be as far as getting your breathing ready for playing an instrument. Then coming and playing the instrument without setting up your breathing mechanism is almost as bad as coming and playing in high notes, without warming up your lips. Because when you don't work on your breathing, it forces your muscles to have to work a lot more. And when we play, we want our air to support the sound so that our muscles in our embouchure can work a lot less. Okay? Especially when we're playing high or low, we want the air to really help us out. So that's one breathing exercise. There are other breathing exercises. For instance, there's some competition. A lot of guys like to compete in breathing exercises more than ladies. I don't know why that is. But there's one where you, to get you breathing more deeply and quicker, where you put a piece of paper against the wall, and you can get as close to the paper as you want. But the idea is to keep the paper on the wall without touching it. So you go, and to see how many seconds you can keep that up on the wall. And so you can keep it up there for 20 seconds or 25 seconds before you pass out and someone has to catch it. Another breathing exercise is breathing through the nose and practicing the quick breaths, where you lean over and you go, and you see how long you can do that. And you can actually feel your stomach bouncing up and down because it's your diaphragm going, and you actually get tense in your stomach because your muscles around your diaphragm are not knowing what to do. And your diaphragm is working that much, and you can actually feel the burn as you're doing that. It's a great exercise for practicing quick sniffs when you're playing. So just remember, because a lot of times you're not reminded, and unfortunately it's the thing that needs to be reminded the most because of the habit of breathing like you are now. You have to breathe deeply in order to play a brass or woodwind instrument, and you have to prepare for breathing deeply whenever you're going to play. 2 minutes out of your life. You can do it on the way to class. You can do it whenever. I wouldn't do it when you're driving a car or working heavy equipment. But certainly you can do it before you get into the band room, or even if it's while you're pulling your instrument out of your case, just to sort of get in the zone physically. Okay? Now we have somebody who's willing to play in front of everybody. What is your name? Matt is going to play for the entire world for us. What are you going to play? Oh, maybe not. Sorry? Rocked in the Cradle of the Deep?
Yes.
Okay, who's that by? Lamar. Okay. Do you like the piece?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's hear some of it. Is this the piece you're working on in band?
No, it's something I played a long time ago. I just really.
Oh, okay. I guess you do like the piece then. That's right. Good job. I know. We've been sitting around and you've been doing this breathing exercise, which can sometimes dry out your lips with the cold air going beyond it. But good. Now, anytime someone asks you if you want to play, you should, especially if you don't want to, you should force yourself to do it. You become a stronger person for it. You really do. And it's not going to kill you. No, it's not going to kill you. But let's take a look at this piece. I'm going to come over here to you and look over your shoulder. Okay, so you start at the theme here. All right. Now, how many people were actually looking at him while he played? I know some of you have your back to it, so it's hard. Anyone have any comments?
Seemed a bit hesitant when he was breathing. He wasn't taking in deep enough breaths, so therefore when he got to the higher notes, it was a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, after all my blabbering, he fell into the habit that we all fall into if we're not careful. We have to be vigilant and write it in our music, big breath, so that when we start, now even if I want to play it soft, I'm still going to take a big breath. Okay? So I want you to start this again and take a humongous breath. Humongous breath. Okay. Did you feel that was a humongous breath? Okay. I want you to breathe like it's the last breath you're ever going to take. Okay. Much better. I mean, the tone is bigger and it's thicker simply because you took a bigger breath of air. So, what are the things that we're going to do as players to help us breathe better? And we can help each other in this, as well as help ourselves individually. What are some of the things we're going to do? What's the most obvious thing to do to help encourage us to take a breath? I just mentioned it.
Write it in the part.
Write it in the part. Yeah, we always take it for granted. We'll remember. You won't. I don't. I've been playing tuba for a couple of decades. Write it in the music. It takes like 2 seconds. And then when you get used to seeing that and you start forgetting to do it, you erase it and write something else. So sometimes I'll write, the comma over the music. Sometimes when I get used to that and start not seeing it anymore, I'll do 2 commas. Or if I get used to that, I'll erase those and put BB, meaning big breath. And then when I get used to that, I'll just write big breath in there, and that usually fixes it. But write it in the music. Do not assume that you'll remember to take a big breath, because you're going to do what you're doing all right this very moment. Just sitting there taking these small sips of air, which is fine for sitting there. But again, not good for playing an instrument. What else can we do? What can we do to encourage each other to breathe deeply? And maybe the section leaders know about this. If not, they should.
Stagger breathing.
Yes, body motion. Yes.
Scatter breathing? Stagger.
Oh, stagger breathing.
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's when we can't, when a phrase is too long to do in one breath, we can all shift off on one another. People can still sometimes get away with breathing small because they know that someone else will be covering them. So one of the important things for, especially playing in a large group, is for the section leaders to really lead the section. I know it sounds so simple, but a lot of times people think, oh, well, I'm playing first, and that just means that I have the high notes. No, that means you have a responsibility to bring the section in. The conductor doesn't bring each individual section in. You need 8 arms to do that. You're responsible for bringing your section in, and a lot of that has to do with bringing the section in. Show them the big breath and come in. And you'll find that really great orchestras do this. Even the string players, they communicate a lot with movement. So if you get a really great string section up there, the concert master will lean into a phrase like that, and it'll look like a school of fish or birds. The rest of the section will go right with them or right with her and lean into a section like that. It's beautiful to watch. And even if they don't do anything, the look of it sort of sends a message to the audience. But for us as breathers, winds, and brass players, it's really helpful to the people you're playing with. If you're playing clarinet or if you're playing flute and you go like that, it gives a signal that something big is happening right now. Oh yeah, breathe, all right, breathing, we're supposed to be breathing right now. So you can actually help each other not only remember to take a big breath, but rhythmically you can come in together. And if the leader of the section has miscounted and comes in wrong, then you're all coming wrong together. You play as a section, right? So remember to write it in and help each other out, because everything is working against you when it comes to breathing. And once the breathing isn't working properly, you're going to have difficulties playing things and having as big and as rich a sound as you want.